Hey folks, welcome back to 2.0. I'm Mark. How you doing? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to read any of these. I'm just going to give you the highlights. That way nobody thinks I'm ripping anybody off. This is obviously coming from CNN. Title being U.S. warships to monitor ships traveling from Iran. That's not actually true in terms of what's going on. At least not with the inner details of the story. Here's what it says. U.S. warships are not going to Iran. They're not going from Iran. This is what this exact story says. The U.S. warships are going to the Arabian Sea and the Gulf of Aden, which is where Yemen is. It's where Saudi Arabia and Israel are getting ready to go at it. And where Iran basically is about to get nuked or have some kind of counteroffensive done to them through Israel. And where everything is winding down. Now, this might just be another little small conflict. Might not be anything major. But what this is talking about is that the U.S. Fifth Fleet is going to the Gulf of Aden and Arabian Sea to attempt to intercept Iranian vessels carrying arms to Iran, or to Yemen rather, for the Houthi rebels in Yemen. And they're in this area pretty frequently, but they're not really in it to do what they're going to do. Now, this is what it says, folks. The U.S. does not have the authority to forcibly board Iranian flagships. However, they do have the authority to basically ask somebody else, an ally, to do it if necessary. Notice who's in these waters, folks: Saudi Arabia. And what I can only imagine is going to happen here is somebody's taken the textbook from the Cold War, folks, and they look at the Bay of Pigs, basically, and how America supposedly, quote-unquote, won the Bay of Pigs, or not the Bay of Pigs, but the Cuban embargo and the Cuban blockade, and this is what this is going to end up being. Basically a blockade of the Arabian Sea, Gulf of Aden, off the coast of Yemen. And they are to intercept a convoy, and any convoy, of Iranian vessels in the Gulf of Aden and in the Arabian Sea, and use allies to board the ships if necessary to search for weapons. Now, what it also says is that they do this frequently in the Panama area and the South American region, where they do actually board ships. Now, I don't know how much bigger one ship is to another, what the authority in the region is, and the differences in the authority allowed one thing or another. But I think this is something that is going to boil over a little bit more. This comes from CNN, so this is the MSM people talking, so this is something pretty decent. And basically what I think is going to happen here is you have Saudi Arabia and Israel fighting in Yemen, and America is going to join in. And they're going to basically try to do an arms embargo and blockade of the region, like they did in Cuba in the 1960s. Yeah, I think it was 1960s. 50s, I imagine. And somebody's doing a playbook from from the Cold War. Interesting, huh? Very, very strange.